Good morning, guys. It's November 12th, the day after Veterans Day. Didn't make a video yesterday, with going to just a shout out to vets, a little short. Of course, I just want everyone to know that we support the military and all of its branches. You guys also know that the NFL, like it, love it, or hate it, does the salute to service. This is one of their hats from a few years ago. Didn't like the ones from this year, so don't like it, don't buy it. 5mm concave, guys, at 24 inches. Still digging that, still like it a lot. It's very comfortable chain. One person, truly blessed, said that they had bought the 4mm and sent it back because they did not like the texture that it has. Guys, it does stick up on both sides and it dips in the middle, and that's on both sides. So when I say both sides the first time, I mean there's like diamond cut edges on the sides. And then right there in the middle it dips, and it does that on both sides, which is really weird and very cool at the same time. We've got some female viewers, I saw. That's very, very cool, guys. I super appreciate that. Hope you all are doing well. I've made jokes on previous videos, guys, that there's no girls here, which is awesome that you're here. Welcome to the party. Me Buska asked about the silver Cuban, and that was bought in the Tri-Truth group, man. So those are around, I paid less for it from a member, but they are around $500 or $600, I think, new from Gus Villa Jewelry. That was in, okay? But if you can always get really good deals in the Tri-Truth group. So let's see here. Derek asked how much, I believe it's the 9mm Daniel Jewelry 25-inch with the diamond sleek lock. The prices are going to change on that, man. I always just say go look and see how much they are going for now. Leo ZF7NE. I'm sure that place stands for something, and I'm just not smart enough. You asked how's the roll on that thing. It will roll, you know, especially if you're wearing something like this, but it weighs 36 grams, so it stays pretty flat. I really, really like it. I had the 6.5mm flat, concave flat. It would do the fold a little bit, but anything smaller than that, I had the 5.5mm, that will do it a lot more. But I'm not gonna lie, the concave, because how it's made, even when it turns, if it does turn, it looks like it's part of the necklace. Sometimes I would look at the necklace when I first got it up close, and I would think that it was turned, and I would go, and it would be straight, and that's because it's hitting those diamond cuts. This is probably one of my favorite style chains. I know as they get bigger, the gaps get wider, but this 5mm, if this same exact chain was in a 7mm, I think that it would be just amazing. The 5mm is a staple, though. I think it's a very just subtle, clean look. Hey, you guys got to hear that. Awesome. Shout out to Jacoji for shouting me out. Thanks, Braden. Or whoever runs the... Braden's very hands-on, so I wouldn't be... If you're a good leader, I believe that you surround your people, or surround yourself with people that know better than you, that do better than you. So therefore, you know, if maybe if you're in charge of things, you put people that are really smart in certain areas in charge of those things, and then that's how you delegate to me. Sorry, I want to check these out because there was some comments, and I have been taking a little longer. I'm getting ready to go wake everybody up in the house. It's a school day, so to get my daughter ready for school, give her some breakfast. I'm sure she's probably going to want to eat again. She did yesterday. She liked it. Probably want to do it again. Derek, Liz, and Anna. Louisiana, maybe. So Derek, I'm thinking about getting a pendant for my 7mm rope I just got. Everybody keeps telling me it's too big and I'm going to draw way too much attention to myself. Listen, don't ever listen to somebody else. That will cost you tons of money unless like I said, you are doing something investing wise and you've put people smarter than you and you're actually going through one or more opinion. Don't just listen to one person, listen to multiple and make your own decision, guys. Just because your rope is 7mm doesn't mean your thing has to be, you're not wearing a Derek, name tag that's this big, a big old plate. I have that video of the tree star that I have. That's a chain that's a 7mm that I have it on in there. And even on the picture, actually I used a picture of them designing it for the cover. But if you just click on the video, you don't have to watch it, but that's just that. So man, it just depends on the pendant. If you have the money or something, maybe it does cost more to have a custom pendant made because they have to make a computer design and they have to make a mold, okay, to pour the gold in to make that. However, if that's something you're interested in and you're only, if that's your rope and you've had that 7mm for a long, long time and you don't think about doing anything else, think of something that's important to you or what would you like to have and do that, Or I don't really know how long, I don't think he said how long it is, but maybe you get a different, a smaller chain and then have a pendant up here. Now there's the rule of 4, okay? So if that chain's 20 inches, or excuse me, if your 7mm, it was 24 inches, you would have to have a 20-inch rope or chain, or I always say rope, but just a chain, heavy link, anything up here in order for it to have a proper drop for that pendant. Okay, I know some pendants are smaller. This Sunday I'm going to be doing a review on the mini script. Well, it's a comparison between the mini script, the large diamond, and the extra large diamond. Really, it depends on your bell. I mean, even this one right here, I think the mini sizes and the standard sizes pendants are wonderful, but on something like this, I would want to go standard, which would be about right here, because you have the bell, which is going to be about like that, and then it's going to drop more. Okay, the wider that rope, if you have a smaller bell, it's going to fill up that, so it's not going to drop. If your bell was if your bell was here and your rope was here, or chain, then that's going to be up here, and that means what? It means you have this much more drop down here. So it's going to hang a little lower. Shout out always to 24KJ and their family. Much love. Standard sizes are great in my opinion. It just is. Shout out to you. I have the standard Diamond Lion and that's big enough for me. I also have the standard Angel pendants, stepped up to a large, and now the standard looks smaller. Man, I'm not gonna lie, the standard Lion and the standard Diamond Lion actually is a really, really nice one. I've had it and I've ordered the large before, the large standard Diamond Lion. Those are great pieces. Those are probably my favorite pieces besides the Boss Cross on Jacoji. And well, not to mention the Angel. I have the mini Angel in 22 karat. I won a long time ago, years ago, I guess, the large. I had the very first Jacoji Diamond Angel. Got it in large 18 karat. Shout out to Brain and them. Very cool. Hannah, 1111 Hannahs, or 1111 Hannahs. I just bought the tiny flooded Boss Cross because I want something feminine and that I never have to take off. That is perfect. Because I mean, the tiny, for me, if you have like a really small necklace and you're a really smaller guy or just in shape or normal size guy, I guess, you know, if it was up here and it was just hanging here, that would be fine. So if I say feminine and, you know, just a really subtle look, but on a girl, I think that is just, or a woman, excuse me, I think that's a perfect look. The mini size is fine. I mean, some girls, if you want to wear the standard or large, that's do you. But for just that little subtle look and exactly what you said, something that I will never have to take off, I think you're going to absolutely love that. That is going to be a killer piece. You should do a review on it, or at least like a little short or something, and because that would be really cool. I don't see a lot of reviews or on the tiny, and I think that would be awesome. Someone mouthing about the Cowboys. I will talk about that in a second. Derek asked, would you recommend the standard Diamond Boss or the large Boss Cross? Listen, the 7mm rope ain't gonna fit, I don't think, inside that standard. And the standards here, so it goes like tiny, mini, standard, and then large. So the large is a pretty big jump. You had talked about not wanting to maybe stand out so much, or thought that might be a problem. That large Boss Cross is gonna make you stand out. So again, even if you say you have your rope at 24 inches, maybe you find another chain that's smaller that you can just, you know, have it hanging with it. But there are other crosses and stuff out there. I know there's a Boss Cross, a large one, 14 karat on linksresale.com. It's $3,000. You have a return period of 5 days with links. It's not like Jacoji. So if you buy it and you see it, you put it on, you're like, holy cow, I don't like it, you can return it. Just hit up Braden and they'll return it. Okay, you'll have to pay a restocking fee, but listen, that's a lot better. I think it's $20. That's a lot better than getting something and getting stuck with something. I don't see the comment, but somebody else commented that all their pendants were mini sizes, and because they thought it was perfect, and I'm not going to disagree with that. So, you know, when I talk about standard or mini, I think those are the best, and it really just depends on what look you're going for, guys. If I'm just, you know, I wouldn't have a longer chain with a small pendant. I think that those would be about here or up. So, I mean, I wouldn't have something hanging down here. If it's got to be a little bit bigger if you're going to have it longer. That's just my opinion. Does that make it right? Heck, no. So, to ask my wife. So, I just want to talk real fast. Thinking about doing some football convos if you guys are interested in that. And talking about all the teams, not just the Cowboys, but I just want to address this because they did play Philadelphia, and I'm getting a lot of junk from Philadelphia fans, which is absolutely fine. But one of the comments on here was just like, hey, I just want you to know I would rather lose to, pretty much, someone had commented about the Cowboys or Dak Prescott and something. And I said, the Cowboys are complete trash this year. I thought that they were going to be complete trash before the beginning of the season. If you saw my last review or the one before, I picked them to lose 35-17. They lost 34-6. I was pretty close. Okay, I'm not saying I know everything, but I've watched it long enough to know that they are a dumpster fire. This season, I am not one of those people that will say that this is their year. It is not. Okay. Person wrote back, I'd rather lose. I just wrote, you know, the Cowboys are trash, but Dak still owns the Eagles because he has statistically done very well against everyone in his division. It's just games that matter, right? I mean, even if you put him and Patrick Mahomes' numbers, and if you think I'm crazy, look. If you put them next to each other, they're almost the exact same. However, even this year. However, there's a couple games at the end of the year every year where Patrick Mahomes exceeds and the Cowboys and Dak Prescott fall off. But that is coaching. That has been coaching. They are in Dallas. They cannot have. And so the response to that, I would rather lose to Dak Prescott every year and be in the Super Bowl. Okay, well, don't get ahead of yourself. Eagles have been to what? How many Super Bowls? 2? You're 1-1. I'm pretty sure. So when it comes to that kind of stuff, the Cowboys cannot have a coach that's a pussy. Okay, that's what they have, and I'm sorry. I know that may not be a good word, but I'm old school, and that's what he is. The Cowboys are soft. That's what all the coaches have been since Parcells. They need somebody in there, like him or not, like a Belichick, that will not allow a Micah Parsons, who is my favorite player, who I think is the best player on the Dallas Cowboys. My favorite player. I've been a fan since 1989. I was 5 years old. The Cowboys went 1-15. I still liked them. And then they won Super Bowls, which was awesome. So that's why I've always told, like, my best friend is a Chiefs fan since forever. And I've told him, hey, just wait. Because someday if they win, you'll be like, man, I've been a part of all of that. Well, I'll be darned if they aren't winning. So, they need somebody that will tell Micah Parsons to shut up. I don't know if you guys saw the quotes about him talking. I mean, he didn't list Dak in his top 10 quarterbacks. I don't care if he is or isn't. You just need to say exclude Dak. Stop having a podcast, okay? Just stop. Because at first I thought, man, this is cool. My favorite player's having a podcast. But then I thought, they're not good enough. They haven't won anything. They haven't done anything. He doesn't deserve this. I remember the 90s Cowboys, everybody on the team had a radio show. And they don't talk about that now because they just want to, they forget. But everybody. Aikman was singing country music on CDs. Okay? I got it. Okay? So, you got to win, man. And so they need to tell them to nix that crap. The tours and stuff that they have, most teams hide their plays and hide their practices. Dallas literally practices outside right next to a hotel where anybody can go up there and film, record, watch. Stupid. Okay? Their weight room, everything else, there's a big glass thing, and they give tours throughout the Star is what it's called. It's their training facility. And people stop and they watch them and look at them like they're animals and stuff. And it's, how the heck are you supposed to concentrate? The Cowboys are soft. That's their main problem. So, my favorite player, Micah Parsons, I think two things need to happen. They either need a coach that will come in and say, you're not to do any of this. You're not to run your mouth. I don't want to hear you talking to the Eagles. I don't want to see you smiling after losses because I don't want to see you trading jerseys. Because we have no leader. He is not a leader. He's too immature for that. Or the second thing is, if he cannot do that, then by God, trade him. Just trade him. Get as much as you can out of him right now. Let someone else deal with his contract, because get 2 or 3 first-round picks for him. He is not T.J. Watt. Look at this. He's my favorite player, but T.J. Watt, Dallas, you missed out on him. Taco Charlton. My God, Jerry. But TJ's gone. The Steelers lose. TJ's back, they win. Micah Parsons falls off and stuff. It's like, man, you were supposed to be this, generational player, and now it's like you do too much junk. You do too much other crap. So, as for the Cowboys winning and the Eagles, it's like, man, come on. The Cowboys, anybody can talk crap right now because, if now's the time to do it. When they're 12-5 and people are talking junk, they have a shot just like anybody else. They just got to get hot at the right time. However, they don't have the coaching to do that. Every time they come out in a big game, they're not in the mentality that we're going to go out here and kick ass today and take names. They just don't do that. They had a little fight in them that Niners game, and then the third quarter, the adjustments were made and they were out coached. And that's just how it was, guys. But I just want to tell everybody, appreciate you very much. Again, if you stood through all that, if you guys want to hear NFL talk between, stuff, I know not everybody's going to watch that, not everybody's interested, but I'd definitely like to, we could chit chat about who your team is and what you think about them, because I know a lot of channels just talk about the Cowboys, and that's why they're hated a lot as well. And I get it. I would, I get it. So, love you guys. Veterans, and I know this is just a camo hat. It doesn't say anything important on it except Dallas Cowboys important to me. But thank you for the opportunity to live in a free America, to where we can have elections, to where we can watch football, to where we can praise God and love our families and just be free to do most things legally that we'd like. And anybody out there going through struggles or addictions or anything like that, man, if you're watching this and you're struggling with stuff, just know you're not alone. And I mean that from every being in my heart, okay? So you're loved, and I just want you to remember that your darkest hour is only 60 minutes long. You're going to get through it, okay? You're loved.